Hi there, welcome. Thank you for being here. I hope you are having a gorgeous day or night so far. Let's dive on in and get you a little bit of clarity, see what the overall energy and messages that would be helpful for you today are. This is a timeless and collective reading, so see what feels like it fits, like it resonates, and always follow and trust that divine guidance that is in you, to your higher self, to God, to source, to the universe, because the answer is in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound, they're based in love, and for the highest, greatest good of everybody. So we are all uplifted in love. We're going to start with the Love Oracle and just see what the foundational situation is when it comes to relationships, matters of the heart. Somebody thinking about you, you're thinking about them, and or something coming in. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love for the highest, greatest good of all. Oh, something's going to come through very unexpected. Maybe some of you are going to have unexpected communication, or you're going to start to communicate with someone and you're going to have some unexpected conversations, or even uncover something. So I feel like somebody is deeper than maybe they presented on the surface, but for some of you, this could be somebody you know, and you're getting some news you didn't, know was coming in. It's something that's unpredictable. I just thought of that song. I don't know if that came through in another reading or not. Something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. What is that? Green Day? Something unusual is going to be happening. Let's ask what this is. What's so unusual? This could be like really weird news, even if it's from somebody you generally hear from often. Oh yeah, it's going to be weird. It's going to be something weird. You have signs and synchronicities. Some of you also might energetically feel that there's something weird kind of underneath the surface, or you were sort of reading in between the lines on something, but I feel like this unexpected energy makes something crystal clear. It could also be that you do have to follow these signs. I don't know why I just heard an unexpected mission. Mission. I feel like it's a fun mission, like something you're excited about doing. Like, do you accept this mission? Yes. When do we start? Can we start right now? That's kind of what I get. So maybe you're following, the coinky dinks, the clues. It is going to feel personal. You're getting some kind of signal, a hint. I don't know why I heard take the hint. Maybe somebody isn't so clear with communication, but they're giving you big hints. But I'm getting more. This is not about a person. This is about the universe sending you messages. It literally does say message from the universe. Do I have that deck? It's like the one deck I didn't bring here, but maybe that's our segue. Let's get a message from the universe. Hold on, let me go grab it. It's on my shelf across the ways over there. Okay, so let's see. Message from the universe. Rose has her toy there. Let's see what a very direct message from the universe is. I usually use these at the end of the reading, but it looks like we are called to hear a message earlier than that. So wow. Yeah, the message, the universe got a lot to say. What is this? Where are my glasses? What's going on? Opportunity. That makes a lot of sense. You do have something unexpected here. So it is saying to you that opportunities will soon knock at your door. Debt will be, wiped clean slate here. And this is very financial. I don't know why I want to say dang. I don't even ever say that word, dang. Dang, y'all. I feel like now I should go get some financial business cards. I also did not bring those. It looks like the universe is redirecting us today. So Rose, she's squeezing her carrot bunny. I hope you don't have a dog. They're probably freaking out looking for the toy. Rose, babe. Thanks. All right, so you're about to have all your bills paid in full. So this is not where you had to do a payment plan. This is like, you're I don't know, I keep hearing clean slate. Your finances are about to change. So for some of you, you're getting signs and synchronicities on a new job or that project your soul is meant to be working on. I actually hear a business partnership. So maybe also it's the right business partner that's going to work with you. If you have opportunities knocking on your door, they're like looking for you. You have to just answer that call. Let's go see what this is about. I might have to switch her toy too. Hold on. All right, so we are being redirected here. So let's redirect to the life and career and see what you need to know about these opportunities. I do feel like for some of you, it's not going to be something that happens right away, although I feel like for some of you it is. It is like I see like, well, I heard bonus, but I actually see a check. So maybe you're getting some kind of bonus, but I feel like for some of you, this is something you build up, but I don't feel like it's that much time. Let's see. Let's clarify what you need to know right now when it comes to life, career, opportunities knocking on your door. Are you going to answer? Are you going to be home? Hello? Are you home? Somebody there? Oh, you are definitely, maybe some of you are doing something in spirituality. You're definitely becoming something new because you're shedding your old skin here, something that doesn't fit you. I do feel like for some of you, that could be an old environment, an old partnership, or just it could be an old job, but I feel like some of you are actually throwing an old project kind of like out the window, starting from scratch. Because I keep hearing like ground zero. So you're starting to outgrow your current work situation. For some of you, it's not even the job you do. It might just be the people you are around or the projects you're working on. Maybe something is kind of unfulfilling. You're like feeling like you need a little more. I don't know why I'm getting like excitement, even a little more challenge, but a good challenge. I'm getting that mission energy. You need to set higher goals and standards for yourself. You need to know how valuable you are, especially if you're doing any kind of negotiation, an interview or maybe you're getting a raise, getting a promotion, your position is switching in the same company you're in. Rose is full of it today. Come over here and sit by me. You're just going to sit across the room and make weird noises from the fancy chair. Okay. You work well in healing and medicine. I do see that. For some of you, it's not even that you're doing something where your job is a healer. There's something changing about your energy, your aura, your mindset, the examples you are setting, and I'm getting your presence is actually really healing, which means that you've actually gone through some healing yourself. And now I'm getting that your strength is actually able to heal others. But I am getting that you do have to recognize when you are overgiving and recognize your own energy separate from the energy of others. I do feel like some of you need to, when you wake up or even when you go to an interview or you go into a certain location, set the intention or say a prayer of protection for your own energy to stay strong and vibrant. And because I do feel like some of you do have a bright light about you, which can, attract the right energies. It can also, attract some weird energies to you that maybe subconsciously, soulfully wish to be healed, but without that conscious awareness, their actions may be draining to you. I hope that made sense. But I feel like you having conscious awareness of that doesn't let anybody drain your energy. And you also have to have the discernment if somebody is, or a group or environment feels that way. I'm kind of getting you don't need to apologize if you don't feel right there anymore. Just do what's healthy for you, because you have this brand new energy. If you are a snake here, which sometimes does represent constriction, but it also represents wisdom, duality. So if you have this energy and you're shedding your skin, the old you, that old cycle, your old mindset, whatever it is, and now you have that gross, you know, snake skin there on the floor, you're not going to look at it and be like, oh man, that used to fit me so well. Maybe I'm going to try to crawl back in that old me and see if it still fits. It's not going to fit. It's going to feel really uncomfortable. I feel like it's going to fall right off. So I do feel like there's something that's going to fall out of your life easier if you allow it than constricting something that's no longer there for your highest and greatest good to stay. I'm getting that like harder, you know, it's actually taking more energy for you to hold on to what's not right than to let go and embrace what wants to come in, even if it feels different. I guess we're getting another one. I started to auto shuffle. Let's get also, oh yeah, you have magic. You got really powerful energy here. You have signs, synchronicities, you know, opportunities making their way to you, energy of magic and spirituality and healing and medicine. Maybe some of you are actually doing something like Reiki, healing work. I am getting a teaching energy. I don't know why. But if you work in the medical field, I do feel like some of you are either, I don't know why I see like a really specific niche, or maybe it's even that your specific personality or way that you handle maybe the same thing as everybody else on your shift is different. I feel like some of you are able to handle pretty hard, I want to say like pretty hard situations easier than others. Or I hear a knack. Is that a band? I think it is a band. I think that is the band that has My Sharona. I think that's a knack, right? Also, side note, My Sharona was the song that was #1 on the radio the day I was born. It's such a good song though. Ooh, my little pretty one, my pretty one, when you gonna make up your My Sharona? Ooh, you make my motor run, my motor run. All right, so maybe your motor's turning on. You have this beautiful energy of magic. Also, when I see a mushroom, I always think of a kingdom because it's the biggest kingdom in the world. But this magic, I always get the message to switch what's mundane magic to spiritual magic, which is innately in us. It's not manipulation. It's more that embodying the one energy, the I am, but also the two with the allowance. It feels unbelievable, and yet there's something here that I don't know what it is. I'm getting that most people can't make sense of certain things, and it just makes sense to you. I'm also getting that some of you are able to interpret that, like in a very mundane, you know, layman's terms way of everyday life, that these things that feel so magical and spiritual and hard to explain, you actually can put into words where that lesson can be heard, you know, through maybe an example of an everyday situation kind of thing. And that is a gift, and that is healing if that is you. So I am getting that some of you, I just heard, have no problems speaking your truth. Good for you. That means you're authentic. That's pretty badass. That's amazeballs. Let's see what this actually says. You have the power now. It's telling you now. I mean, the now is all we have. It's very much a magician energy here. It's telling you everything you need is right here today. You know, while you're watching this, you could probably gather the tools or write down some notes, or, you know, write down who you're going to call after this. Because it's a manifestation kind of energy. So you are paying attention to not only the words you speak out there, but the words you tell yourself. I do feel like some of you were doubting yourself, but now catching yourself. That's half of the battle, if not most of it. Because we are human and we all think very strange things and have different thoughts that come about, you know, depending on the situation and the time of day. But if you catch yourself in, I mean, this is all about change. If you are in a lack mentality that you will not be provided for by the universe, or you've tried so hard and the right job just never comes in, that's lack mindset. Switch that weird, switch off already and turn on the positive, half glass full. Yes, there is abundance in the world and enough for all mindset, and neutralize the lower vibration. Because if you catch yourself and you're like, oh man, that was a little harsh. That was a weird thought. And then replace it purposefully. Get mindful. Purposefully replace that thought with something that, even if it's not the same subject, but it's a positive vibration of thankfulness and graciousness and gratefulness. And you've already transmuted that negative thought into a higher vibration. The more you do that, the more your mind will tend to be in tune with those higher vibrations. You have the power right now. Use your magic to attract what you want in your life. And you know what? The sky's the limit. So don't put a limit. It's telling that in 2 places now. Says you have to set higher goals, but why not set that bar high, but have it not be a bar? Have it just be open as, large as the universe. Think about the biggest, brightest, most magical, inventive, creative thing you can, and then still leave it open-ended. Have it be a masterpiece that you can continuously repaint, rather than being so set on it being this specific masterpiece. Be a little more like, a little Bob Ross tree. You make a mess up, all right, it was meant to be a tree. Sometimes it's a happy mistake. Sometimes it's a divine, what feels like a mistake, but it is not. It says you're going to attract what you want in your life, but the sky's the limit. That feels really big. I feel like those were the 2 for that deck of cards. So let's, I kind of feel all amped up. I feel like very encouraging of you today. I actually feel a very proud energy. I feel like that's how you're going to feel. And it feels very positive. I also feel like you're going to have a lot of changes that come that you really just don't expect. Maybe you feel that something is changing, but I feel like even then you should expect bigger. So let's go to, this is what, the angels. Let's see what it's not the angels, it's earth angels. It's the little fairies. Let's see what the fairies have to say. Well, that actually is a good segue. Let's look at the magical messages of the fairies. There is definitely something that's going to flow, because I feel like each of these cards are kind of just flowing into the next message. So what is the next message that would be helpful for you? Most important message for you to hear, for the collective to hear right now. That would be helpful. Please and thank you. Whoa! What was that? You got 2. You got flower power. And what is this? Flower power and your wish is granted. You guys are gonna get, do pay attention to what you're wishing. Be careful what you wish for. It looks like you're gonna get it. But, have it be like that masterpiece that can be changing. It might not come in the manner you imagined. I don't know why I hear formation that you thought. I feel like something's gonna come in an unusual package. Not sure what that means. But you have this flower power. This little fairy girl is taking these little dewdrops and putting them into the nectar of the flower. It's like you are taking these little dreams, or these, I don't know. It's not really like a bubble. They're maybe they were I don't know why I see teardrops, but I see dewdrops. That just made me think of Just the Two of Us by Stevie Wonder. Just the two of us. There's something about in the morning sun and and it becomes the morning dew. It might be at a different place of that song. There's something about the rain or the morning dew on the window. Spend time with flowers and flower essences to increase your personal healing power. Maybe some of you are, I don't know, I feel like you're actually in the flowers here. So maybe it's bringing some plants into your house. Maybe there's a certain flower that has a certain smell you just kind of resonate to, but it's also essential oils that I'm getting here. So maybe it's one of those, you know, cool misting things that you can get in your house, or one of those oils that you can put on. I also get that some of you are going to be introduced, or not introduced, but actually create that introduction because you're complimenting somebody's smell. You're like, oh, what are you wearing? Maybe that's somebody you're supposed to meet or talk to. But it's personal healing power. And, you know, if you are, you know, somebody who likes more unisex or manly scents or something like that, and you're like, no, the florals aren't really my thing, I still feel like there's something, I am getting like, I don't know why I just heard bergamot. I think that's an orange. It's like that weird bumpy orange from Italy. Maybe an orange scent. Maybe it's citrus for some of you. But I'm also getting like sage. Ooh, sweetgrass. Maybe some of you need to burn some sweetgrass. A long time ago, my friend gave me sweetgrass, and she said it's so powerful, and it relates to the phrase, say sweet things, hear sweet things, feel sweet things, and know sweet things, something like that. So it is a sweet energy. It's also, if you ever get the chance to read the book, it's called Braiding Sweetgrass. It's amazeballs, but there is something sacred. It's like the hair of Mother Nature about sweetgrass. I'm getting that really big for you guys. If you've never smelled sweetgrass, you usually go for sage. There is something just kind of different and healing about it. Yeah, those were really different smells. So it doesn't have to be flowers, you know, take it on, you know, follow the signs for you. But I definitely see some of you doing something different with how you smell. I know that can sound just weird, but there's power in your smell. Smell can trigger memory immediately. You know, your scent can make a big difference on how somebody responds to you. I feel like some of you are finding your signature scent. Just as a tip, I did this years ago. I know it's kind of silly, but I just went on a couple websites and got like, you know, all of the scents I was interested in like a tiny little sample thing. And every day I picked one and put it on, you know, so it wasn't mixing, and just see how it actually made me energetically feel. Because I did find that certain smells were like, oh man, all I wanted to do was go and like wash it off right away. And, you know, if, you know, just by example, my sister wore one or I wore one, even though we're sisters, it smelled totally different with our individual body chemistry. So what you like on your friend might not smell the same on you, you know? So, but I found that like, I went with the ones that I like really liked, like, ooh, yeah, that smells so good. I liked, but also that I found that people responded positively to. Maybe that's helpful for some of you, because I feel like some of you don't want to smell like everybody else. You know, you don't want to have the same exact scent that's like the number one seller. I feel like you want to be more original or unusual. Maybe not. Maybe like, you know, that number one scent, maybe you go with your old, you know, Old Faithful. That's the one you have. That's your signature scent. This message might not be for you, but maybe you could actually add another layer, you know, scents have notes. That's kind of what I do. I have like 3 of my favorites, and I kind of like make my own concoction there. I do feel like you're doing something like that. If it's not scents, it is something where you're taking different notes. Maybe you're writing notes, or different areas of expertise or talents that you have, or ideas for a project, and you're somehow making your perfect blend. I feel like that was the message that needed to segue through. But I mean, quite literally here, it says that your wish is granted. It does look like you let something go. So for some of you, this is something you wished for a long time ago. It's finally, you know, manifesting in your life, knocking on your door. What you've asked for is coming true. If for some of you, you're like, well, why hasn't it happened yet? Well, first of all, you need to change your mindset and say, like, instead of why hasn't it happened yet, be like, I know it's happening, and something is occurring behind a closed door or orchestrated out there by the highest vibrations of love and light just to bring me the right thing. In the meantime, I'm going to prepare myself, follow my joy, follow my inspiration, and just be prepared and open-armed because it's coming soon. That small little sweatshop might bring it to you soon, sooner. So, yeah. All right, well, I actually don't know what to do next. Angel, I did say something about Angel before, but I went to the fairy. So let's actually get you an angel number. What is an angel number on your wishes granted? Magic, flower, power. I just heard tarot. So we'll go to the tarot next. Shedding, signs and synchronicities, and some opportunities ready to knock on your door. What is an angel message? Please and thank you. I'm looking at this and I did just think of Heart and the song Magic Man, which is a really good song. It's a really good band. Reflection number 987. So look inward and evaluate your actions. So you're looking inward, but then you're thinking about what you're going to pursue with that I am energy or what you already have. You're making adjustments accordingly here. Embrace introspection, self-reflection for your own development. It's also self-awareness, self-responsibility, and I'm getting like even adaptability. If you don't reflect on your own actions, inactions, words, but I actually see you doing something in silence. So maybe some of you have had a lot of silence. So you have to trust that the right words will be found. I am definitely getting that some of you should journal something. I'm also getting meditation because I'm thinking of the scent, the smell, and how that triggers memory. And I'm getting that you might remember with a different self-realization something now that you did in the past than how you thought about it when you were back there. I feel like you're looking at something through a deeper yet conundrum here, more elevated perspective. I'm also getting that maybe some of you should forgive yourself because I feel like you've come a long way and gained a lot of strength, and you wouldn't have gotten that if you didn't go through some hard situations. I feel like somebody's like upset they messed up or they missed out or they, I don't know, didn't follow through. I feel like there's something, maybe that's not even you, maybe that's giving you clarity on somebody else's situation, but I feel like there was somebody who generally does follow through. I'm getting, they feel like they are very responsible, especially if it's something meaningful, and they didn't show up. They're like, maybe they just don't know why, maybe circumstances got in the way, maybe it was self-doubt, whatever it is. I feel like somebody's like really beating themselves up that they didn't follow through on something they should have. And I don't know what that is. I hope that's helpful for you. And I feel like either you need to give somebody the grace, to kind of see something a different way, or you need to give yourself some grace. So tarot, I heard tarot. Let's do this one. This is the one I brought. It's the Winter's Pastures Tarot. So let's see what's going on here. get a little bit nosy for you and see more specifically what this unexpected news is. So clarify unexpected surprise. I do feel like somebody has a surprise for you, or maybe you're just showing up out of the blue. I don't know. You feel like it was just kind of, I'm even getting with this, you feel like it was kind of a coincidence. You ran into somebody at I actually did hear inopportune time, but I'm getting that is that Bob Ross thing, and you think it wasn't the right opportunity, and yet it was. I just heard the timing was actually perfect, but I don't know why I heard perfecto. I did say something about bergamot, right? Maybe some of you do connect to Italy. Or I don't know, I see Spain now. All right, let's see. Clarify unexpected, please, and thank you. What is unexpected all about? What they need to know when it comes to something? Oh, somebody's going to open up their heart. It's an unexpected chalice of love coming into your world. I feel like, because this did come out upside down. So I do feel like somebody didn't, maybe that's where somebody didn't show up. They wanted to offer that chalice, or they wanted to accept this brand new beginning, and maybe it was left alone too long. It could also be where it wasn't accepted because it wasn't the right partnership or situation, or somebody, did or did not use their discernment, follow their insight, or did not. But somebody now knows that it's either the right time, the right place, the right person to either give that offer or be, open with receiving it, because it's a brand new beginning, but it involves, the energy of your heart. There's also flowers in that cup instead of water. There is going to be something that blossoms. It's for some of you also, if this is a work environment, or just feeling, the new energy of you, I do feel like this is a magical new beginning in your life, and it's not just one wish granted, although I think it starts with a pretty beautiful one, because you have many chapters that get to unfold, and many experiences you get to have after that ace. And even if that's just you independently, living life to the fullest, you're loving what you're doing, where you're putting your time. I feel like there's a healing in your emotions, though. So let's ask, what is the ace? But I asked about the unexpected. So this could be a love offer you just didn't expect from a person you didn't expect. Maybe this is somebody that was closed off before, and maybe somebody followed their signs and synchronicities, and the universe was showing them the way, and the way was towards you. It could also be, we're out of the blue. You follow the signs, and maybe whom you don't expect is the exact right person to have this brand new beginning with. Ace of Cups. Let's ask about the Ace of Cups. What is that all about? Ooh, you went from such a beautiful, I did see healing though, right? You went from such a beautiful beginning here to really one of the hardest cards you can get. But if this needed to come out, it needed to come out for a reason, because anyone that went through the Ten of Swords, it doesn't get much lower than that. It's betrayal. It's really feeling like, there's no way out. You fell into a black hole. Your world is just crumbling around you. But it's swords. So it's more that you're in that mindset. But I always feel like the Ten of Swords is, it sucks, but you are going to only get better from there. I don't know why I see it actually as a trampoline. So you needed that moment, maybe dark night of the soul moment, or to really gain some clarity on past lessons. I'm also getting that maybe somebody really had to go through a rough ass ending. But maybe, because not all endings are beautiful. Sometimes endings suck ass. They're really hard. you deal with a really hard person, or if it was just a difficult situation. That doesn't give any less validity to the spiritual lesson you learn from it, or how far you can elevate because of that, how much more inner standing you have because you've been there. Because you're not just observing it like, oh, that sucks that you went through that situation. It's like, yo, no, that sucks. I've been there. But did you get back up? Did you use that as your soul's growth? Did it have a different purpose than when you were going through that shit that you see now? Yeah, look at how freaking strong you are. Look at how, because of what you understand, you are able to heal others, maybe even going through situations like that. Or even if it's just, I'm getting that thing where your past doesn't, it's a part of you, but it is not who you are. So anything that you went through, it doesn't define you. It adds beauty and depth to what your soul has gone through. Let's ask about that Ten of Swords, man. That might not even be your energy. Let me look at these together. Unexpected. Also, if the Ten of Swords is the other way around, it means all those swords are falling out of a situation and everything is starting to feel better. I am also getting that things that would normally, get you and you don't see they're coming from behind, you are going to energetically, because you got this intuition here, feel before it actually, is able to, I'm getting that draining of your energy, but it's draining of your mindset. Interesting in this card though, none of those swords are touching this person. They're just surrounding them almost like a cage. And this person might have to get up carefully, but they can get up and walk out of that situation, walk away from those harsh swords or that hard lesson. Let's see, Ten of Swords. Clarify why that's here. Because there's an ending. There's an ending and an ending. Maybe for some of you, this is just you reflecting on how you are entering a new chapter, and maybe it wasn't so comfortable shedding that skin or letting go of the old you, or stepping into an unknown new beginning. Even if it feels like it could be beautiful, if this is, a brand new experience, that can scare the shit out of people. Even if all the signs are pointing you in that direction. If this is even just you here and you got so comfortable with this job you've been at for 35 years, everybody, everything is consistent, and then you're offered this other thing, and it's like, ooh, that's a risk. That's a chance. I don't know, I'm going to stay with that place, but you don't feel like you're growing there. You don't really feel, you've hit that plateau. You don't feel fulfilled in your soul, or like your cup is always filling up. Like you're really in the energy of joy every time you wake up to get to go do that job or be with that person or whatever. Then this is telling you you are strong enough to let that old world that you knew go, because you're ready to enter into a new world. And it is guaranteed here, because that's the old cycle, to be better than the next chapter, the next cycle. Because that's a big cycle coming in after the world is there. You have to allow yourself to let go, but you're holding that world so gently in your hands. You're looking at all that possibility right there. And it's like you have a little three-dimensional, tangible blueprint, but you have to maybe dive into that new world and have those experiences. This is my take a bow. Maybe it was a rough last cycle, or maybe this is what somebody else is going through. Maybe you have to recognize this is not your situation. Maybe you've had them. We are human. Most of us have had stuff like this happen at some point, in different aspects and situations. Not everybody has a cookie cutter, same story. But maybe there is this brand new love you want to offer, but you have to have that grace with somebody to make sure they have healed if they've come out of a rough cycle. Maybe with this beginning, you have the world of possibilities you can see between you and someone else, or you and a new environment or partnership, whatever it is, but somebody has to accept that offer. You might have to go into this world solo here. It could be a self-discovery, a journey of, I'm getting like your soul's growth. Also, some of you might connect to somebody via the internet or actually go travel the world. But I always see that as, you know, take a bow. Something is done, you know, but I'm getting that. Are you going to look at all the time of that last cycle and everything you went through for Evs? Or are you going to kind of turn your focus around and see, even though you can't see what's in that next chapter, you know, coming in, you get to be the narrative or the narrator of writing your own story. So what's your today going to be like? Let's clarify the world. Number 21. What is this new world all about? Your new world is going to be about clear communication, maybe doing something independently, interdependence. It could be getting out of something that made you feel stuck. The Queen of it's the Queen of Pentacles. When I first saw that, I actually saw the Queen of Swords. So maybe it is starting with a truthful, clear communicating that brings this grounded energy that is long lasting, abundant. That is the queen that can manifest, because she's rooted on earth, which is where we are. So she takes those creative ideas, you know, the realistic tools that are around her, the people she knows, the creativity inside her, the talents, all that stuff, and sees what she can do right now, here today, to start to make that happen. She's somebody that usually people see as potential for something that's long lasting, because think of Earth. Now, Earth has the cycles, the seasons, the different parts of the world where the environment is totally different. So the Queen of Pentacles is one that adapts with Mother Nature, adapts with the cycles of life, with the changes a soul has throughout one's life. So the reason she's that wifey material, or she's, you know, the one you want to be business partners with or besties with, is because she continually adapts, so that if something's not working, what do we need to do to fix it? How can we be realistic about this situation and mend it or let it go so everything can continue to flow rather than getting stuck in the mud? She doesn't like to be stuck in the mud. You know, she likes to keep expanding what her world could be. If the Queen of Pentacles is upside down, she might be stuck in 3D land. She might be stuck in materialism. She might be stuck in a cycle where she doesn't see how Mother Earth is connected to not just the tangible things you can feel and touch, but energy, frequency, a shit ton of things that you might not see, but they are actually there. You know, so if this is somebody that's trapped in a plastic world, then she's not living to her full potential. She's always trying to fill a void with things or stuff, or, you know, what society says she should be. Trying to make such a good impression out there that she forgets to have that internal reflection and self-development here, until she turns herself around and recognizes how much she could do as, you know, as a partner or on her own, in a group. I don't know why I definitely see her building something. She could also be somebody that has an offer. It could be that somebody has a love offer for beautiful Queen of Pentacles, because they see that that's not just in the energy of feelings, but it's something they can see actually grounding and growing in tangible reality. But first, somebody has to get out of this lack mentality, stuck and can't get out kind of mindset. If this is somebody that is staying in a place where they are entrapped or feels like they can't get out or grow, like they're in a little cage here, you know, maybe they need to take that blindfold off. This person has both of their hands on two swords. They are not stuck. They're actually creating their own like closure on that bird cage. So what do you need to do to open it up? Maybe pass the sword and have a clear, you know, conversation. Maybe you have to have that blindfold on and there's something you can't really see going on around you. So you have to use your intuition and your other senses to recognize the energies that aren't outwardly seen. You have to gain new mental clarity on all those past lessons that actually made you feel like you were stuck the whole time, because you weren't. You have to change how you reflect on that situation and see it a different way. There's always a way out here. You know, maybe this person was always trying to go the same way. That didn't work. Go that way. That didn't work. But not realizing that right in front of her nose is a way through if she just takes a step in a different direction. Here, somebody's staying stuck in the birdcage. Or that's what they were told. So that's what they believe. That's what it has to be. That's always how it's been. It'll never work out for me. Why even try? Somebody has to switch their brain up. Say, okay, well, that way didn't work. Try it again. You know, that way didn't work. Okay, deleted that option. So let's try it a side way. I always feel like the answer is not the way always that's right in front of you. It's the other direction you didn't think to look. But I'm kind of getting that there needs to be an open, because I did see that queen first. I did see communication. You know, all these are kind of the same color here, but she does have two swords. Maybe she needs to pass one of those swords to somebody else and have open dialogue. Or maybe if it was passed to her, she needs to have that communication with herself and that self-reflection energy here and ask a bunch of questions. Ask the questions you were afraid to ask yourself. You ask the questions from a totally different angle than you were looking. Because it is an 8, it can bring abundance. If somebody didn't even realize that the wool was over their eyes, or they were, I don't know why I heard Manford Man. Like, that's actually a really good song. Blinded by the light, wrapped up. Oh my God, I didn't even, it sounds like I'm tone deaf. Wrapped up like a deuce and on the moon and on the light. There we go. Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a deuce. That's a weird, like a deuce. I don't know. That's a card game thing. Maybe some of you play cards. But I am also getting balance. Right brain, left brain. You have to be equally creative and logical here. Let's clarify this, but I'm not sure with what. I was going to try to make this reading a little bit shorter. Let's actually do it with something totally different. Let's go to, this is the Harmony Heart. Let's clarify 8 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the World. You do have like, so you have it's interesting, you have 2 minor arcana, but then you have a major arcana and a court card. Maybe somebody is a Virgo, a Capricorn, or a Taurus, or just starting to be more grounded with their energy, or that's somebody that you are drawn towards. What is the Harmony Heart message to sum all of these up for the collective right now, please and thank you? One overall. We're going back to wealth. Interesting, because you do have the Queen of Pentacles. So what is wealth to you? Is wealth having material things? Is wealth, all your bills being paid and security? Is wealth the having health? Is wealth living your truth? Is wealth having enriching experiences with people that you can grow and expand with? Is wealth the ability to have the freedom to expand your mind, open your heart, uplift your soul and travel the world? Everybody's definition of what wealth is is different. And I feel like maybe that's what's changing within you or someone else, or maybe together. Maybe you're healing and you're teaching each other through this loving energy here. You know, because it can be that you just feel secure. But sometimes the people that have the most to the outer perspective are also the most stressed and often not the happiest people. And you can live super simple and be happier and feel like you are more abundant in this thriving life than somebody who has it all. But how do you blend them both and tailor that to your personal idea of what wealth is? So I like how these have two sides of the coin. Let's just look. So wealth isn't just about money. It represents its abundance in all areas of your life. You are in a phase of prosperity and contentment. That's pretty much what this entire reading is saying. You have to believe that that is the truth and that is what you deserve. You need to recognize how valuable you are and how special you are. And there is enough for everyone. There's no need there's no need to have to take from somebody else for you to have everything. There's enough for all of us. And let's see what it is the other way. Overly focusing on wealth, that would be this upside down, may cause you to lose sight of what truly matters. Maybe there's somebody and they're working their ass off, constricted by their schedule or hitting that next big goal, and they're not even recognizing maybe the opportunity to have an experiences or partnership or just self-love is right there, because they're putting all the attention into filling up their space with getting the things that are going to make them happy that they never have time to even play with to have that happiness. So overly focusing on wealth may cause you to lose sight of what truly matters, leading to dissatisfaction. So if somebody's never satisfied, I feel like that's why somebody needs to look inward. If that's you, looking at why is it that your friend, your partner, your ex, your mother, your father, your kids, whoever it is, why are they they're never happy? Even when things are going well, they're going to find something that's not going right, or no, that's not going to happen. You can't change somebody else's mindset. You can't change how somebody else moves, but you can observe, and you can even use somebody else's flubs or sour energy as a way for you to have healing, a way for you to have growth. Or you could be unobservant and not even notice it and just, not even see it. Or you can see it and somehow grow from it. Up to you. I'm also getting that some of you are observing the opposite. So if you're focusing your attention around people that are negative, lower vibrations, lack mentality, focus on what went wrong and not how it could be changed or a solution instead of, a hiccup, then maybe you're looking at people that are in a different vibration more, that are in an abundant mindset, that are teachers or healers or just examples of how, they give that information freely, or they want to see everyone successful and happy. And maybe you're just, changing where you focus your energy. Even the things you watch on, on YouTube or on TV. What is the vibration? How do you feel after you watch it? Are you watching the weird ass news that's telling you everything that's going wrong in the world? Or are you watching things that find inspiration, empower you to change not only your world, maybe the world? What you, click, what you keep on, where you put your energy is your choice. So maybe it's having more awareness of where you're choosing to place your energy and what you're absorbing. I feel like that was our reading. That was a lot. I feel like this is a big one. And I felt like Spirit gave me messages where it was like, I'm on my soapbox up here, but not my soapbox. I feel like just, I don't know. I don't know why I see someone like waking up. What is that? Like, snap out of it. Like, snap out of it already. So with this, I bid you adieu. We already did the message from the universe, so I do think that this is where we leave this reading. Thank you for being here, being a part of my life, our journey together. Thank you for giving this video a thumbs up. I do really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you soon. I love you so much. Bye.